Good morning. So here I am in London, and this morning I've got a message from Our Lady for this time of the year. My children, as Jesus lies in the tomb today, our church tabernacles remain open and empty. You, my little ones, know that Jesus has resurrected and that this is merely a liturgical act of remembrance. Nonetheless, for so many people in today's world who do not know Jesus, this is how they see the Catholic Church, open and empty. My children, I desire you to love and to cherish the gift of faith that you have been given, and to do your very best to bring others to know Jesus in every way you can. There are so many souls crying to heaven for help in the pit of loneliness and despair, and they do not know Jesus. My children, you are my hope, and you are my apostles of love, whom I desire to send out, so that these children of mine may come to know the Church and to come to know the love and power of Jesus. Be not afraid, my children, to evangelize and to talk about Jesus and his love wherever you go. To whom much has been given, much is expected. But worry not, I will hold your hands as you go. Well, what a beautiful message from Our Lady. So simple, so poignant, and yet challenging as well. And it is true, when we see the open tabernacle today, it's empty. We have this glimpse of what the world would be like and what the church would be like if there was no Jesus, if there was no Mass, if there was no resurrection, if there was no Eucharist. It would just be empty. There'd be no reason to go into the church. There'd be no reason to pray. There'd be no reason to believe we were forgiven or to believe there was healing available. And so we get this moment to think about how much the church has helped us and how much Jesus has done for us. And we also get to think of what would our life be like if we hadn't met Jesus. And for those of us who have had big conversions and whose lives were a disaster before we met Jesus, we're all too aware of the absolute desperate chaos that there might have been if Jesus hadn't saved us and if there was no Jesus. And yet Our Lady is saying that for those of us who have faith, we know, of course, that the open tabernacle just means that we're remembering it in a liturgical remembrance, but we know Jesus has resurrected. We were able to receive Holy Communion yesterday. We will be able to receive Holy Communion again tonight and tomorrow. So we know that he has resurrected. We're just remembering it. But for so many people out there, atheists, unbelievers, people who don't believe in Jesus, people who don't know about Jesus, that is how they see the world. That is how they see the church. Open and empty, with nothing there, with nothing to offer. Irrelevant, not powerful, nothing. And yet Our Lady, because she's our mother, and she's the mother to all of her children, these people can also be looking for God or looking for help, and they can be crying out in prayer to heaven, saying, God help me, I'm in the pit of despair, I'm in the pit of depression, I'm a finger away from suicide, I can't cope. And yet they don't know Jesus. Why? Well, because they haven't had an experience of him yet. Maybe they've had bad example in their lives. Maybe they haven't grown up in a Christian environment or a credible environment when it comes to the faith. We can't know. But that's why in Medjugorje, Our Lady speaks of us as being her apostles of love. And even this morning she says something very powerful. She says, you are my hope. In other words, it's us, me and you and other people, that we can go out and we can talk about Jesus, we can witness about Jesus. Not just about the fact that he resurrected, but the fact that he is alive, that he is with us, that he is still working in the church today. He's working through the ministries of healing. He's working through the ministries of deliverance. He's working through the ministries of reconciliation. He's working the Eucharist. He's working in prayer. And there's an absolutely amazing power in Christian people giving their testimonies of what Jesus has done and is doing for them, and how Jesus has and is transforming their lives. And so our challenge in today's world is not just to talk about Jesus who resurrected from the dead, like it was an historical event that happened 2,000 years ago that has got no relevance to us today. Our challenge is to speak about the resurrection in such a way that people understand that the resurrection is a real thing that happened, and that the same Jesus that resurrected from the dead 2,000 years ago is with us. He's still acting, and he acts in a particularly powerful way through his priests and through his church and through healing and through deliverance and through prayer. And that Jesus is alive, and that supernatural healing power of Jesus, the Jesus that resurrected from the dead, the Jesus that healed the sick, the Jesus that allowed blind people to see again, deaf people to hear again, that Jesus is still alive, and he's still in the business of healing, although he does it nowadays in a different way, because he does it in and through his church and in and through us. And so Our Lady is saying to us, let us not be afraid to go out and to speak about Jesus wherever we are. Could be in the bus, could be in the city centre, could be at work, could be at the shop, could be in a coffee shop, I don't know. But let us not be afraid to speak about the power of Jesus and witness his power, and bring people into the church, bring people to the Easter Vigil tonight, explain to them, give your witness, give your testimony, bring them to a healing mass, bring them to someone with healing gifts, bring them to a prayer meeting. Let us thirst to bring people to Jesus, to bring people back to his heart so that they can plug in. See this mobile phone now, it looks dead, but when I plug it in and it comes alive, and the battery, the electricity and the power goes through it, all of a sudden it lights up and all these apps can be used. And so it's the same thing. There are so many people that are dead like that, and they need to be lit up so that all their creativity and love and the reason why God made them can come to life, so that they too can experience the love of Jesus and the love of being alive, and that they will come to know the meaning of the church, the meaning of the Catholic Church, and that Jesus is alive. So that be our great challenge today, to make Jesus alive in us and to bring him alive in others, and to share, to witness, to go out, to bring back in, and to be that bridge, the bridge of love, the bridge of understanding, the bridge of witness, and know that Our Lady is saying that to whom have received a lot, much will be expected. But that's not in a threat, that's just in a reality. But she's also saying that she's going to hold our hand, that Our Lady is with us when we go out evangelizing, and Our Lady is guiding our hearts as to what to say, what to feel, how to see the other person through her eyes, and she's also guiding us, protecting us and helping us. So let us not be afraid. Let us not be afraid that we'll mess up, that we might say the wrong thing. Of course, at times we will say the wrong thing, but practice makes perfect. And it'd be better to say the wrong thing than to sit at home and to do nothing. At least we can say that we tried, and that we can come home and say to Our Lady, I did my best. And if we make a mistake in self, we can pray for the people that we might have hurt or we might have said the wrong thing to, and next time we will do better. So on that note, have a very happy, Holy Saturday, preparation for tonight, the Easter Vigil. And if you can, bring someone along. If you can, talk about it to someone, witness about it to someone, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, whatever. But let us be missionaries, that it's not just about us, but it's about others as well, and bringing as many people to know the love of Jesus, the power of Jesus, and the support of the Christian community as possible. So from London, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'm wishing you in advance a very, very happy and joyful Easter, full of evangelization as well, and new encounters, new friends, new blessings, and all sorts of wonderful miracles in the name of Jesus.